Yo, what is up, guys? My name is YuGiOh. Today, guys, I'm gonna be bringing you the meta-analysis for this new emergency ban list, which is actually insane. I didn't think of doing a video over it because there's only 4 new cards that were limited, including Gofu, Quick Fix, Drone, and Set Rotation, Spiral Drone, and those are like the most important ones. I'm not sure if there's any more. I didn't check fully, but those are the 4 main ones that I'm gonna be here to talk about, sort of. I'm just going over the meta-analysis. So, out of those cards being banned, Spiral is, although it is still a contender, it's most likely out of the game. So, yeah, let's go ahead and cut right to the meta-analysis. Okay, guys, to start off this meta-analysis, I'm going to go ahead and say it right off the bat. Pendulum Magicians is going to be the best deck of this upcoming format because since it was already the best deck for quite a while until we did get full power Spirals with with double Helix, this card was number 1, and with the release of Spirals, it went down to second, and then kind of Trickstars kind of had a little bit more ability to show their true colors with Destrudo. Now, before we go on, guys, I just like to say that Pendulum Magicians is a really good deck for any casual players that want to try out some competitive play because of the fact you can build almost the entire deck out of just a single booster box. All the rest of the cards you have to get are in common, so there's not a lot of cards you have to obtain. Also, it may go up in price because of it being tier 1, but in my opinion, it's not going to really change from where it is right now. But Pendulum Magician is going to be number 1 as they were before. So we're going to be seeing a lot of those in the upcoming events, guys. So do watch out. And remember to side deck against this deck because it is going to be number 1. Okay, next up, guys, we had a deck that was really able to show how good it is with the release of Destrudo, and that is Trickstars. Trickstars are a really amazing deck, in my opinion. They already don't have all their full support, and they're already doing pretty well at events, which is really nice for the archetype. I think that with some of the upcoming support, this deck could probably be tier 1. Well, it already is tier 1 technically. I think it could be the best deck if it gets a little bit of support, or maybe some Pendulum Magicians do get banned. Next up, guys, we have True Draco, Wind Witch, Invoked, Spellbook. Basically all those things that made Draco able to still play. I think that this deck is still really good since Masterpiece is a really big threat for most decks, especially same thing with the Indestructible Crystal Wing, and obviously a Makaba or another one of the invoked fusion monsters are really big boss monsters that your opponent has to deal with. And also with the right hand, you can possibly get like Masterpiece, another Draco, and an Indestructible Crystal Wing, which is really nice, especially with Gofu at 1. You can't really get Invoked and other stuff, but you don't really run Gofu in this deck anyway. So yeah, this deck may or may not do pretty well at some events with the loss of Spirals, because I think this deck is still pretty good. I don't know if it's the best or in the top 3, but I'm putting it there because I don't really know where it's going to show up. I know that a lot of people are bored of this deck, so it's not able to be as good, or not a lot of the good players are playing it. But I think that if a good player decided to play this, it could top an event. Next up, guys, we have some Invoked Wind Witch variants. This is basically any deck that runs Invoked or Wind Witch engines very efficiently, and it can really get some pretty strong fields out, especially because just adding those engines just adds another layer to these decks that don't really use the extra deck, especially Monarchs. You can actually run pretty insane Monarch engine, except for the fact that some of the Monarch cards do require you to have no monsters in the extra deck. I've seen builds that are possible with that, especially with True Draco, but stuff like Invoked Hand Traps, and I don't know if there is one, but maybe Wind Witch Hand Traps, because an Indestructible Crystal Wing is still a pretty good card. And of course, guys, it's not gone. We still have Spirals. Spirals are still in the meta. Whether you like it or not, they're still going to be a contender in the next few events until they probably get fully hit or just outclassed by another more powerful deck. But currently is still in the meta. Losing their 2 of their Quick Fix and losing 2 of their Drone is a really big hit. Also losing Set Rotation is another really big hit. They're not going to be able to get their Field Spell as last resort. They're not going to be able to get it as much as they do want to. And also with the loss of Gofu, they don't get as many starters. I don't know if the deck really runs Gofu. I know a lot of a lot of smaller decks that do run Gofu are going to have some troubles now until they get their archetype or attribute based link monster, because they're kind of coming out with these really slow. But yeah, that's basically the last card. I'm going to go ahead and go into the honorable mentions. Okay guys, I don't have any cards to show these, but I'm just going to go ahead and list them. Burning Abyss did actually do pretty well at an event, I think in Japan, and it could possibly do really good in our meta because of the fact that it doesn't really matter about searching. You don't really search a lot of stuff with the deck, so you can run cards like Mistake and a lot of other floodgates and really just slow down your opponent and even out the playing fields. Another deck that I could see coming up is World Chalice. I know that a lot of people, I know that I played the deck, and same thing with Mermails and World Chalice can get some really nice negations on board if they do get first. Nowhere near as strong as Spirals were, but with World Chalice, you can get out a Kaiju that has negates, a Gamseal that has 2 negates and vanishes. With Mermails, you can get like a Toad, and you can also get a Trigate Wizard when it comes out. Speaking of which, poor Spiral players never got to use the Trigate, and I'm glad. I didn't want to have to deal with that. So yeah, that's basically it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and go ahead and check out some of the other videos on my channel for other Yu-Gi-Oh content. I'll see you guys in the next one.